You might have heard buzz around Starz' upcoming show American Gods, or maybe you've even seen the bloody, ominous trailer and thought, sweet, I don't know what this is or what's going on, but holy hell, Ian McShane is in it and I want to know more! Well, today's your lucky day because I've got the answers you seek. I'm Whitney Van Lanningham, and here's what you need to know about American Gods before you watch it. Before we start, I do want to throw up a spoiler warning. In this video, we'll be discussing the basic premise of the show and the book it's based on. We're not going to spoil any big twists, but if even the smallest amount of exposition makes you cry spoilers, then you might want to turn away now. For the rest of you, American Gods is an adaptation of a Neil Gaiman novel. Neil Gaiman's the guy that wrote Coraline, the Sandman comics, and a handful of Doctor Who episodes. Gaiman published American Gods in 2001 as a kind of fantasy-infused social commentary on the things that our culture is obsessed with. The gods and creatures in this book only exist because people believe in them. Remember in Peter Pan when Tinkerbell is gonna die because not enough children believe in fairies? It's like that, only Tinkerbell is a metaphor for America's obsession with pop culture, drugs, and technology. The story follows an ex-con named Shadow Moon, who I can only assume was named by Gwyneth Paltrow. When Shadow gets out of prison, he learns that his wife and best friend Robbie died in a car accident that morning. Side note, Dane Cook is playing Robbie, and I'm very excited about the possibility of watching him die in a car crash. Obviously, Shadow's super bummed out about this, so he takes a job as a bodyguard working for a con man called Mr. Wednesday. Wednesday turns out to be the American incarnation of Odin, you know, the All-Father from Norse mythology. Wednesday's recruiting all of the American manifestations of the old gods in order to build an army against the new gods of the modern age. As I mentioned before, the more people that believe in a particular god, the stronger and more powerful that god becomes. Inversely, the less people who believe in a god, the less powerful they become. The old gods like Odin, Anubis, and Anansi are dying out and being replaced with shiny new gods like the Technical Boy, Media, and the Black Hats. The first two gods are pretty self-explanatory. The Technical Boy represents our culture's obsession with the internet. Media represents our addiction to reading Us Weekly, and the Black Hats represent everyone obsessed with Men in Black and the search for the truth about aliens. So basically, Fox Mulder and Tom DeLonge are the only things keeping those guys alive. Shadow and Wednesday team up to assemble the old gods in order to fight the new gods. And I don't want to spoil anything else, but things get Game of Thrones level of epic. If you're a mythology buff, this series will be your wet dream. Each god is unique and stems from different retellings of the mythological stories we all know and love. With the exception of Shadow and a few other mortals, most of the main characters are mythological deities from all over the globe. The old gods are spirits that have immigrated to the United States, meaning that we get to learn more about Norse mythology, biblical history, African folklore, and so much more. If you're anything like me, you might want to read the book before you watch the series, but don't worry, that's totally doable. The first season of American Gods will only focus on the first third of the novel, leaving you plenty of time to finish the book before seasons 2 and 3 premiere. We're so excited for this series to come out, and we want to know what you hope to see in the upcoming seasons of American Gods. Who are some of your favorite characters from mythology? Let us know in the comments and be sure to like and subscribe.